Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk has been signed for the undisputed world heavyweight titles in Saudi Arabia. The targeted date is December 23rd or sometime in January. Right. Listen, I want to see this fight. I've called for it for a long time. It's an unbelievably good fight. It's a fascinating clash of styles. However, I'm very dubious to everything Tyson Fury says and does. I do. I'm very dubious to it, right? Because this guy has a history of saying things and then saying something else, right? Now, I get they're not going to put this out on everyone's socials, on Usyk socials, on Tyson socials, on the promoter's social account, if it's not concrete. So obviously something has been signed. The thing that's giving me hope in this fight is the people involved. This isn't Skill Challenge, who are a separate promotional outlet in Saudi Arabia. They put on Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. They have been promising everything. They're going to put on AJ and Wilder and Fury and Usyk in the same night. They're going to do this. They're going to say they're going to do that. Just empty promises and not delivering. The people involved with this seem like serious people. The head of Riddy season, Turkey Al Sheikh, he's basically responsible for every sporting event in Saudi Arabia, right? So when he says something, it looks like he delivers on his promise. So I believe this is concrete. It wouldn't go out on everyone's social. So I do have hope that we will see the fight next. But this is Tyson Fury. You know, we've been here before. Anything can happen. An injury can happen. Something can happen personally with him. Who knows, right? But I'm struggling to comprehend that we're going to see this on Christmas Eve. I'm just struggling to believe that. I mean, the Ngannou fight was a mockery before this. What is it now? I generally believe that they brought this announcement forward because they received such a tremendous backlash for the Ngannou fight. I think the Saudis were thinking, you know what, this is going to garner a lot of attention. It's going to bring a lot of publicity to Saudi Arabia. Ngannou is a former UFC champion. It's the baddest man on the planet. I don't think they were banking on such a backlash from boxing fans. You know, we've all seen the footage with Ngannou. We're not trying to disrespect the bloke, but he's not a boxer. It is what it is. You can't sell us this is going to be an exciting professional boxing fight when one bloke's never had a professional fight before, right? We're not stupid. Right? And I think they were banking on good publicity, and it's just not happened. So I think this announcement has been brought forward to distract us from that. I really do, because it doesn't make sense. You're now diminishing the Ngannou fight even more. How can you sell us that this is going to be a great fight now when you're saying 8 weeks later he's going to fight Usyk? Do you know what I mean? Come on, right? Now, on the flip side, I'm not saying, oh, they've received the backlash and all of a sudden they've signed the contract. So I'm not saying that. Obviously, this is been in the process for a long time. You don't just negotiate a deal overnight. It takes months and months and months. And obviously this has been going on for God knows for how long, right? And people are saying to me, oh, you said Fury was ducking Usyk and it wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I didn't think it would happen next. And I have been saying he's been ducking Usyk. He has. I can only go off what the guy says. 2 days ago, this is what he said. In an interview with TNT Sports, he said, why would I want to fight him for no money? He's got zero personality. He's an ugly bastard with gappy teeth and he's half the size of me. If I beat him, it's, oh, well, he beat a middleweight. If he beats me, he beat the legendary Tyson Fury for no money. If you put Alexander Usyk in Morecambe in a leisure centre, he wouldn't sell it. I offered him 30% of a large bag and they said they want more. On what merit do you deserve more? I'm a superstar, you're a nobody. Do you know what I mean? When you're talking stuff like that, what do you want me to say? Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, don't fight him. That's a duck, right? He hasn't fought him. He didn't fight him in April. That's a duck. I've never said Tyson Fury is scared of Usyk. He's not scared of anyone, right? Let's get it right. But I've always said the only way he fights Usyk is if the Saudis offer him an obscene amount of money. That is the only way he's going to get in the ring with him, because contrary to what people think, he knows it's a tremendously hard fight. He's a boxing genius. No matter what he says in public, behind closed doors, he knows it's a close fight. So he wants an obscene amount of money to fight him. And guess what? He's got that. Okay, fair play to him. I don't care. Earn what you want. Just fight him. I don't even care about the Ngannou fight. I've said that. I'll put up with it as long as he fights Usyk next. Right? So I can only react to what the bloke says. But I'm still dubious we see this in December. I just don't think we will. When Fury put the poster out yesterday, and I could be wrong with this, but I'm pretty sure I saw this caption under his Instagram, which seems to have gone. And I've looked on his other socials and I can't find it. So it was under the poster. It says, I do what I say what I do. Undisputed, this is the Gypsy King era. You can't run, rabbit, run anymore. You're getting it. Thank you to the kingdom. That seems to have gone. You know, I can't find that anywhere. So why has that been deleted? And Usyk's caption was very basic. He said, soon, ready to fight. You know, that's not, right, I'll see you at Christmas Eve. I'm going to bring my Santa Claus hat and my Christmas stockings. I'll see you there, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot more to this than what meets the eye. As I say, I do think that this announcement has been brought forward because the Saudis have received a tremendous backlash for the Ngannou fight, right? And that's why I think this announcement has come now, because now it's a distraction tactic. Usyk's going to be there at ringside, but we've been here before. He was at ringside. Was it the Chisora fight? Do you know what I mean? So we've been here before. Anything can happen. You know, Tyson changes his mind daily. Do you know what I mean? Now, obviously, there's millions of pounds involved with this. Do you know what I mean? If he signed the contract, he signed the contract. But anything can happen. Injuries can happen. You know, I'm just struggling to comprehend we see it on December 23rd. I don't know why that date has even been announced. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up, right? I'm just struggling to see he's just going to fight him 7 weeks after the Ngannou fight. I mean, as I say, that fight now is just an absolute mockery. To all the people who thought that was competitive, I mean, you must feel a bit silly now. You know, people are saying, I feel silly for saying he's been ducking Usyk. Well, people thought that was a competitive fight. Well, guess what? You're not going to fight 7 weeks later at elite level if you're worried about fighting. If you're worried about a fight you've got at the moment, you're just not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? And anything could happen in that fight. He could get a cut. He could break an arm. Do you know what I mean? I mean, just all luck. He goes back and rolls his ankle and he's out for a year. Do you know what I mean? Things just don't stack up for me. I'm still dubious. But I am confident we will see it. I am. For the first time, I'm thinking it is going to happen next. I just don't think it's going to be December or January. I don't. This Ridley season finishes in March, I believe. I thought they were talking about next year. It's a bit confusing. I don't know when it starts, when it finishes. It's a bit confusing. But what we're being led to believe is it's going to happen. It has to happen by March. But, you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And with Tyson Fury, I question everything he says. You know, people can say to me, I must feel stupid for saying you're ducking him and all that, as I've said before. But I don't. I question everything. I said last year he's going to fight Ngannou next. Right? I got that right. You know, but let's see them. Let the first bell goes and let's see them in the ring together, right? Then I'll understand the fight's happening. But until then, contracts don't mean much in boxing, unfortunately. We've been here before where fights have been signed and it's not happened, right? So what do you want me to say? You want me to just keep reporting on every fight that Tyson says he signed a contract with? You know, I'm just dubious. I am. I just think it's bizarre. The timing of it. I don't know. I don't know. And this is a result of Tyson Fury constantly contradicting himself. Whether you think he's doing it for publicity or not, it's important that you call people out, right? But my word, take away whether we think it's going to happen or not, take away that it's just a great fight. Right, it's a great fight. And to all the people out there thinking Tyson Fury is going to walk through Usyk, you're going to be in for an almighty shock. Believe me, if it was that easy, this fight, he'd have signed the contract in April, right? Believe me, he knows it's a tough fight. The great thing about it is both have the styles to beat each other. Tyson is big, he's strong, you can lean on him, he's got a good jab, he's got great boxing IQ, he's fast for a big man. And Usyk brings that speed, foot movement, agility. Can you just grab hold of him? Because as I've said many times, in his fights, Tyson Fury will literally walk forward like this and grab you, right? And you can do that to men like Deontay Wilder and Dillian White, who haven't got the best foot movement. Usyk, if you're going to grab him, he's going to pivot. He's going to pivot left. He's going to pivot right. He's going to slip back. He's going to come in. He's going to come in with the uppercut. Do you know what I mean? He's a master at movement. So that's why it's so fascinating. Can Fury grab hold of him? Can he pin him down? Because he's going to be a moving target consistently. It's not going to be an extremely exciting, thrilling fight, but it's going to be extremely captivating from a technical boxing standpoint, just to see how these fighters deal with one another's styles, because they both have serious issues with one another's style. They do, and I just can't wait to see how it plays out, because Usyk is a generational talent. He is. You've got to understand, he's beating these men with IQ and speed and boxing ability. You know, Tyson Fury has that, but he beats men with his size. He's got a tremendous advantage. You know, it's like two cars racing each other, but one has a big head start. That's what Tyson Fury has. He's got the 6'9" reach and frame and size. Usyk doesn't have that, but he's still beating these men. Now, granted, they're not Tyson Fury, but it's absolutely fascinating. And I'm telling you now, and I'm going to keep maintaining this, this is a tremendously hard fight for Tyson Fury. He's going to have to solve this puzzle out, because this Ukrainian wizard will come up with an extremely good game plan. Right, and you know what? The mental games won't work with him. I think Tyson Fury will be rattled. You'll see it on his face. What's he going to say? Gappy teeth and all that. Not going to work with Usyk. This guy's will can't be broken. Right, Tyson Fury has a strong mind, but he also has a weak mind as well. You know, like most normal human beings. Me myself, you know, I can be strong-minded. I can be weak-minded. Usyk, there's no weak-minded. There's no up and down. You know, it's just completely like this, straight. There's no veering off the track, up, down, it's straight. That mentality is an iron mentality. He's built differently, so he won't let Tyson Fury get in his head, and the fact that he won't let him get in his head, that will get in Tyson Fury's head. So he won't win the battle of the mind games, and he knows when the bell goes, he has to solve that puzzle, because Usyk puts you under constant pressure. Right? He won't let Tyson stroll around the ring and, you know, box from the outside and just grab him. He's that good. He's going to constantly be moving, and Tyson is going to have to be wary of this. I can't wait. I want to see it. Right, let me know what you think. Do we see it next? Do we see it on December 23rd? Like, comment, subscribe, let me know.